Welcome to the Good Morning Education Show. My name is Rotimi Tire, and it's such a great day to be alive. It's such a great day to be here with you, and I'm sure you're excited you're here with us. Do let us know where you're streaming from, connecting from, whether it's Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa, whatever part of the world. We've got you covered. We're streaming from Lagos, Nigeria, to the entire part of the world, and it's always a great morning on the Good Morning Education Show. We are already ready for today, and it's going to be an awesome time together. Um, we have fantastic conversation today, and of course, it's going to blow your mind. We're going to be going a bit away from our regular and our usual, just to talk about something that you will find interesting, something common to everyone. We all live in a house, or we all have homes. We're going to be talking about house advantage today. I'm sure you're looking at what are we trying to talk about, what are we trying to say. So we're going to review the news. Let me first and foremost bring on our guests and our analysts for today, and from there we'll take it up from there, and then we'll have a great conversation. This is the 30th of November, and interestingly, it is the last day of the month of November, and I'm sure it's going to be a great time for you as you get ready to get into December. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome first and foremost one of our analysts, Safety Chick, and then I also welcome Eben, also known as Ebenezer Odetola Israel. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Safety Chick, fantastic. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Timmy. Even it's so
Good
nice
morning.
to see you here.
Good
Good morning to
morning,
all our
safety chick.
listeners.
Josie, I'm
Good morning.
sending a big hug to you right now. Just seeing your face just feels like I'm holding a Christmas tree.
Nazu.
I said, let me show my
Dr.
face.
Eben, are you back from Las Vegas, Nevada?
I am not back. I am on my way. I am on my way to Lagos from Las Vegas, Nevada. My
Uh,
plane
this,
is my
this your
plane is around
airplane. This your airplane seems like it has plenty bus stop.
my plane is around Niger Bridge. The plane decided to descend down and just say
Ah,
hi to people.
Around
Then
Niger
after that we
Bridge.
move back up.
I
Gee,
don't understand. We need to change your song to Eben's plane is falling down, falling down. And we have a guest in the studio today. We have someone all the way from Italy.
oh, we have a guest all the way from Italy. Amazing.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rita. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, I can't hear you, Mr. Rotimi.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I
Yes,
can
now
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Yeah. So I said Rita is dominating things in Europe, and though she's African, but she's doing fantastic things in Europe. So she's going to be sharing a lot with us today. But before then, as usual, we're going to review the news. We're not going to have a video for that today, but we're just going to go straight to reviewing the news. So I'm going to post the headlines, and probably we'll talk about the headlines as well. All right. So let's have that first. I think one of the headlines that we are having is that. Just a second. I just wanted to be sure. So we have conversations coming in from New Jersey, Tanzania, and Peru. It's a conversation about um, online learning, right? Online learning. And this is, can you see the news now?
We can see the headline. The headline here says something New York Times, then World Coronavirus Schools. It's
Oh,
not
sorry
fully
about that.
explicit.
Okay, it says in New Jersey, Tanzania, Peru. TV lessons replace online learning, right? Let me try to do that again. Let me try to do that again. Hello? Yeah,
Okay, it's much better now.
yeah. So we just try to look at the news itself. So what do you have to say about that? Maybe you should read and then you run it. So while I get the other two.
Okay. In New Jersey, Tanzania, Peru, TV lessons replace online learning. Poor regions across the globe where internet access is scarce are turning to television to reach students under lockdown. That strategy could also help in wealthy countries.
Fantastic.
Does
Well,
anybody
what's your
want to
take?
say something on that? Okay, so personally, I think that it's a really great idea because I know that many times during the period of the lockdown, many families had to choose between buying food, like making food available, as opposed to buying data. So data was needed to be a part of certain programs, but it's somebody that is alive that has eaten that would go and do another thing, right? So people had to make those choices, most especially when there was really limited funds. So using television, which almost everybody has, is a great way to reach. However, there will still be the concern of electricity. So in wealthy countries where electricity is not really a challenge, that would work perfectly. Everybody has access to electricity. There's a television in your house, or at least in your neighborhood, in your community, but over here, where not every area has access to electricity, you know, we might need to supplement with radio, because sometimes again, some places you can always use your radio even if there is no light. But the challenge with radio again is if the lessons require something that you need to show the children, you need to explain with maybe some video, some practical, radio might not be as effective. So I think that what the poorer countries can think of if they want to leverage this opportunity is to see how electricity can reach everywhere, and not just electricity reaching, ensuring that it is highly subsidized. I mean, this is the wrong time for the electricity bills to be going up. So yeah, that's what I think.
Um, you actually made a lot of sense with that. I had a conversation with someone, a mutual friend of ours, yesterday, and he was just crying out with the fact that it's like the bills are just spiking. You keep working, and luckily you keep earning, but it's like there's this back door that keeps opening up. Just as you earn, there's something taking the money away. So he was talking about his bills, talking about almost getting to skyrocketing to almost 1 million monthly, you know. And I'm like, what? He was even thinking of looking at relocating to an African country or something because the bill seems to be a bit scary for him, right? So let's look at the another headline. It talks about include education include disability studies in curriculum. Foundation tells the foundation tells FG.
Yes,
You want?
um I think that that's a good one also, because we do not have enough schools teaching about this. I know we have certain higher institutions of learning which prepare teachers, educators to work with children with special needs, right? But we just had a few, University of Ibadan, University of Jos, and there's another, I think there's a College of Education or something. I can't remember. The name is skipping my mind at the moment. But the fact that we make it seem like it's only some people that do it, it doesn't help the wider population, right? So I think that it should be part of everything, so that everybody, I mean, just the way we all have to learn English and maths, the way we are trying to say everybody should begin to also have some bit of safety in everything they do. I think that knowledge would of disability in every area according to your according to your level, so what class you are in. It's just going to help people to become more accepting, and also make them to see how our environment is excluding people with disabilities, consciously and unconsciously. So, for example, the way someone in a wheelchair would need to use a public transportation system is hard. It is so hard. So, I mean, I was at an event and a lady was sharing her experience that if she has to go somewhere with public transport, she has to sit at the front seat of the bus. So for her to do that, whoever is the bus driver would have to be patient with her. They would move her to the front, then move her wheelchair to the back. So many times the conductors they don't even want to be stressed. Like I beg, they will just move on. And that means we have sort of created an environment that doesn't see that going the extra mile. They see that going the extra mile as stress. So the bus stop is not conducive. The public buildings. So yes, if this thing is taught across board from growing up across different levels, it begins to rewire the mindset that there are certain things we must begin to consider, we must put in place in whatever we're doing, and to make the entire population, more conscious of person
Yep.
with disabilities. So yeah, I agree.
Fantastic. And there's another there's another headline. I'm sure that maybe let me use that to douse the tension. Um, uh, where is that headline right now? Um, I'm trying to locate that. So let's start with this. Let's start with this.
Ex-President
Ex-president
Obasanjo
of
deprived state of Nigeria's 14 million out of school children. Is there more information about what he's deprived?
the 14 million is it not enough? He said his name more.
Yes,
Yeah,
we know this has been in the news. We've been talking about this for a while. The fact that we have and that the fact that even the coronavirus pandemic even made it worse. You know, and we have a lot of children that throughout the period of the lockdown, they did not even have any. These were children that had access to education before, but the lockdown cut them off totally. Like there was no form, no manner in which they got back. So of course the numbers increased. Him decrying the faith now. I don't want to say what I want to say. Mm.
there's a particular news that caught my attention. In China, a teacher was sentenced to prison for poisoning students. It was quite sad. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. A
Yeah,
teacher being sentenced
it
for
was
punish.
sentenced to it was sentenced to death for poisoning 25 children. That was in China.
25 children.
Yeah, that's a safety check issue.
Yeah, like what? How there's a lot of questions. How did he have access to um 25 children at the same time that is able to poison them? And in what manner? Was it through their food, through their water? Is he handling is this teacher a food handler? Or like how exactly did it happen? What are the there's a lot of questions. Because before an accident happens, in safety, we normally say a chain of errors. There's always a chain of errors. So um, some safety steps or safety measures must have been breached, you know, before you now get to the point of that. So how are you able to come into the premises with poison if it happened in the school premises? How were you able to get have access to whatever medium you use to put the poison and then hand over to the student? What is the period? What's the process of supervision, monitoring? Like there's a chain, So I think I would have to read up that particular story because I'm sure there's something to learn there.
Yeah, actually, for you to look at it, it's a teacher. There's proximity being a teacher. There's access being a teacher. Probably there's familiarity being a teacher. So sometimes the
Yeah, there is
sensitivity of
access being a teacher, but sometimes the teacher is not necessarily the one making the food or drink.
yeah,
You see,
but
if it
you know,
is a
poison
school
can
that
come in different
provides
ways, like you said. You know, poison
that
can come
again.
in different. Poison can come out
Yes,
to
exactly. So that's
actually
one of the questions I asked was what particular medium was used to transfer. Yeah, breaking up, sir.
yeah. Okay, fantastic. All right, let's. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now, sir.
Fantastic. So let's just go straight to the conversation of the day. We have Rita here, and Rita is. Let me leave the introduction for her to actually do. You know, I'm sure Ugochi, by the time you meet Rita, you fall in love with her. She's such a pleasant soul. She's a great person, fantastic entrepreneur, and she's doing awesome things. You know, awesome things. So, Rita, are you there? Let's welcome Rita to the show at the
I'm
moment.
here.
Wow,
Good
wow, wow.
morning.
Good morning. I'm sure the whole Good Morning Education crew is excited. Our audience are excited to
Oh,
have you
Jesus Christ, you are sugarcoating me ridiculously. So please stop.
here. but it's the truth. You're a very nice person, you know, and
No,
then
no.
of course you're doing great
Thank
stuff
you.
as an entrepreneur. So there's no lie out of it. And I always evolve around great people and nice people, by the way.
No, 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 because when you're talking about the pandemic, I'm in Italy and I'm actually homeschooling the boys because in one of my son's class there were 5 kids that were positive. So we've
Wow.
resorted to homeschooling. That's why I'm behind the scenes. And two of them.
Yeah.
So one is in the sitting room, one is in the kitchen, and it's all about hours in class. So yeah,
Yeah.
the pandemic is actually is more affecting here than in Africa, than in Kenya, than in Nigeria.
Thank you. That's fantastic. You see, that also talks about the kind of mom you are. You're a fantastic person, multitasking. You're already an educator
No,
and
no,
you're an
I'm
entrepreneur.
I'm a chicken without a head. I can say that.
All right. So I'm sure everyone is eager and itching to know who is Rita. Tell us about Rita and probably tell us
Rita
about
is a
what you do.
mom. Rita is a mom that is trying her best. What I do is I bring African fashion inspiration to the Mediterranean woman. The woman that has, for example, I target Kenya, the woman that has been to Kenya, that dreams about Africa, that wants a piece of Africa, that cannot get to Kenya and like some ethnic stuff that they see in the movies, on Pinterest, on Etsy, and they have the transportation problem. So what I do is go around with the market, see what the Italians like, and try to replicate that with my designs. Um, Putting in mind that it's not to make it so colorful. For example, as with the Maasai culture, the Maasai wear very colorful ornaments. If you see, so I kind of try to tone down the colors. At the same time, put not removing the roots. They are not removing the whole design. That's what I do. And the home accessories, I do kind of a little bit of everything. So I from the house to jewelry to to a
Fantastic.
little bit of everything. Yes.
So Safety Chick is going to be your first customer on the show. Obviously, from the house she needs you, from the jewelry she needs you. So Safety Chick, I'm hooking you up with Rita most definitely after the show. So speaking about, you said something about home accessories, and today's topic is the house advantage. A lot of us spend hours at work and then we retire back to the house. Sometimes weekend we are home, sometimes we host people, and because of the pandemic, some people are also working from home. How can we create that advantage in our homes? You know, I know that I've seen some of the things that you do. You've created things, lovely things to just recreate the home experience. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, what I do is for example, let's talk about the table mats or the utility baskets. I got them the utility baskets that we make with my family, with the Kenyan artisans. I incorporate a lot also to give work to them. I don't know how you say it in
Hello.
I think we've lost Rita very briefly.
So while we're waiting for Rita to get back, we would like to say hello to and good morning to Adura Mom Safolabi and also Chinon. So fantastic. They are always ever ready to be on the show. Rita, are you back?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
So please carry on. You can continue.
Yeah, okay. Now, I was saying, incorporate my, I'll talk more about my designs and what the pieces that I put or how I make it. For example, for me right now, I speak through the pandemic. I have set my way in the manner that the kitchen is also a study room, the sitting room is a study room, because my big son is in grade 10, the other was is in grade 5. Um, in a way that it's also more comfortable for them, not in a way that they're on a video lesson. So they are in a video lesson with 25 other students. Same here in the kitchen. The other side, it's they're in a video lesson with 25 other kids. I make it accessible. If there's a snack, if there's water, if there's their books to write, um, more.
Okay. Seems like we are having network issues. Well, Ugochi, I'm sure you're finding the conversation quite interesting, right? One of
Yes,
the things
as she
yeah,
was speaking, it just reminded me of one of the conversations that we had early on during the lockdown, where I was talking about how when school resumed during the lockdown, many students had to start classes from home. And I saw all sorts of workstations on social media because their parents were sharing pictures. Some children had to sit at the dining table, some had to use their parents' workstation, and some had to use the floor. But you see, the thing is, the different workstations that were being used were not fit for the child. And because they're not fit for the child, if the child is going to spend hours at that workstation, it's going to affect the posture, it's going to affect their health, right? So we've got to rearrange our houses in such a way that we are getting age appropriate furniture. And if what you are using for your child is oversized because maybe that's what you have, your own parents' furniture, then you see how can you make it more comfortable for your child? Do you need to rearrange something? Do you need to add a cushion or a pillow somewhere? Because you'll be spending long hours there. So you don't want to where your child is still not tall enough, right? And have to keep overstretching, overreaching to do certain things. And the
mm,
child does that like almost 5 hours per day, at some point something's got to give. So yes, I really
absolutely.
like what she's talking about in that regard
Yeah.
because it's
I,
something that we take for granted. And the truth is, even though we are talking about making the children comfortable, even as an adult, if you are working from home,
mm,
or you are still working outside and for some reason you still have to come home and do some work, you've got to ensure that your workstation at home is comfortable. Otherwise,
mm,
you won't even want to go there because you begin to associate that workstation with pain, with discomfort. So you've
yeah.
got to make it comfortable, your chairs, the environment, make it look beautiful so that you even want to go there and work. Yeah,
Mhm.
so there's a lot that we can, adjust and adapt in our houses to make it more fun to work in and comfortable too.
Fantastic. I think
Absolutely. I
Rita is back
absolutely
now.
add.
Yeah.
I add that it's also not. I will state for me and for my experience because we've been in lockdown since February, basically. That's when it started, and Feb through July, June, that the schools, the seasons here closed. The children were at home, and also for the kids, that's a lot of hours on the computer. So as also as parents, as mothers that are with these kids with so many hours on the computer, we need to also observe what on the other side, what they're looking at, because every day they wake up at 7, from 7 till say 5. They're in front of they have internet access the whole day. So we need to when I what I do is talk to my kids, um especially about I've seen in Kenya. I'll also mention this in Kenya. A lot of girls, a lot of children, they're being hijacked by pedophiles. That's another
Wow.
aspect of homeschooling. Yes, a lot. If you see in the news, so many kids, so many young girls, it's all over the news, because when your child is in front of a computer from 8 in the morning to say 5, there's so much. They're little kids. They get astray. They have access to so many things, and they get to see so many other things. And these vampires, say, these animals, they know that they're vulnerable little children, boys and girls, on the other side of the screen. So also maybe as parents, this is something that we should really be attentive to. I don't know, what do you think? What do you think, sir?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're so right. We're having a really high volume of children who are being contacted by people that they don't know about, right? And
Yes.
these people are trying to earn their trust. They are trying to build a rapport with them. And I think the reason many children get confused and don't know how to act is because many times as parents we did not prepare them for the reality they were going to meet online. And that's not going I can't really blame parents per se because I mean the pandemic took everybody by surprise, right? So people didn't even know that it's like we are going to do schooling there.
Yes.
Prior to now, using the computers was mostly for fun, having games, so they were not spending as much hours. But now with schooling and all that, there are more hours. They are learning new things by themselves and from their peers. And so, if as a parent you have not put systems in place, you have not had a conversation with them that if so and so happens online, please let me know. If so and so happens online, this is what you're supposed to do. You know, if you've not had that conversation, the children are confused. So when somebody begins to reach out to them and is friendly and begins to ask them personal questions, have you kissed anybody before? Do you have a boyfriend? And all this, because nobody has had that conversation with them that those are questions you should report, something like that. They may not even know how to deal with it. And then we may now have the category of children who feel I'm big enough, I know how to handle this. But then they are really so innocent, they really do not know how to handle it. And these pedophiles are going to prey on their innocence basically. So I think
Absolutely.
that a lot of parents need to be more deliberate about teaching them about the dangers out there and letting them know these are the kind of actions to take so that when things like this happen, they know to speak to their parents. They don't want to keep it a secret. And, you know, because many times sin thrives in secrecy. Yes, so it's the same thing. Bad things thrive in secrecy also. So, yes, I feel like going forward, we need to become more deliberate about online safety because the truth is the world has changed. Things will continue to happen digitally. So the earlier the better, where we teach our children to adapt and how to manage the things that happen, the better for all of us.
Thank you so much. So while we're still talking about that, quite a sensitive matter, and which is really what interests me, what Rita does, and I'd like her to kind of, open our eyes to this aspect, which a lot of times it looks like we live with basic things of life, but she's been able to say that based on her business and based on what she does, she's been able to add this creativity and innovation to integrate it into the home. And I'd like her to really talk more as to number one, what are those things that we can do, even if it looks like some little things that can make a big time difference in just beautifying the home and making it more conducive to living, just to add to the quality of life. And then the second thing I'd like her to share with us is how can we get access, and just like she's made and she's providing home accessories and stuff like that. How can we get access to those kind of things? What are things that she has that she terms as products? Because it makes people also understand that, you know what, you can actually have more with less. Rita.
You can have more with less. What you mean about that is, I'll go straight to that. What I do is I use a lot of recycled materials. Those
Fantastic.
the tires that you throw away, the bones that you're throwing away. Most of my earrings are made from the cow horns that are cut off. The my sandals, they're made from those tires, the tires of the car, the tires of the cars that you throw away. And about decorating the bags, my bags, most from bottle tops, the beer bottles that or the soda bottles. Those what what some one man's trash is another one's is another man's treasure. About the home, what I do is I stitch a lot. I have materials that I make from bed sheets, cushions. If I make something and it remains, you find that very decorative cushions that are sewn together. So for me, I make it more colorful. I make my home more colorful. Um, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello?
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
I had lost myself. Um,
Go to your mic is on mute.
Okay, I was saying that the last thing I heard her say was she makes her home more colorful.
Yeah.
So that was the last
And
thing I heard.
I think Rita is also good in throwing out, points and, punchy quotes. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Another
Come on, I
master.
like that.
So true.
Rita, are you back?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Continue,
Oh, okay.
please.
I got lost there. Um, so what I was saying is, you don't have to throw away everything. You don't have to, if you're stitching, or if you're into stitching, if you're into to your old jeans can turn to nice shorts. Or that big the sweater that you got that is big. There's so many ways that you can style and restyle it. And for example, I have table mats that one time they're table mats, another time they're a nice wall decoration. So I kind of move around with things, play around with things. The utility baskets. One, they're in the full of towels, or they're full of toys for the kids. So it's all about not the monotony. If you have something, play around with it, change it. If whatever was in there, whatever was in your bedroom, whatever was in the lounge, you can find it maybe on the corridor in a completely different way, having a different use. So
Fantastic.
I kind of
So,
I shift the house.
all right. So what is this? Um, so as we get into the month of December, we have a lot of people buying gifts. We have a lot of people having
Absolutely.
decorations. Are there ideas that you can share that people can actually use, or are there products from you that we can order from that can actually serve as gifts, but then they are gifts to beautify the home or to create a better home experience? And also in decorations, I know a lot of people might not have that time to do all the Christmas lights and stuff, but how can we still beautify our home to the barest minimum? You know, looking
You
at what.
you eat pumpkins, Coach. You eat pumpkins, no? There's so many pumpkins. They're yam. For example, my lampshades, they're made from the pumpkin branch.
Wow.
Yes, those are the
Wow.
things that, yes, they're things that I'm telling you, I recycle a lot. They're things that you throw away from, you throw to nature. Whatever is thrown away, I see an opportunity, I see a product. What you're throwing, I see an idea that can come out of it. So
Fantastic.
for decorations, I think most meaning, give things for the home, because I believe with the lockdown, also in Nigeria it happened. A lot of people have spent a lot of time at home. They have seen that they have thrown away a lot of things. They have redone their houses. They have seen those simple little things. You don't have to have a Gucci coach or um and a money sofa. Those little things, those homemade, that they um what do I say? I'd say a giraffe, or a nice drawing of your kids, a nice drawing of your mom. If you want to give something, if you want to give someone, give them something that that is going to touch their heart, because this year has been a very difficult year for everyone. Not everyone is not okay. I think 90% of the world is not okay. So if you have to give someone, try to think, me as a person, what would I like? What would I like Rotmi to give me? Something that is not a pair of shoes, because maybe a pair of shoes of your sinner is always in one pair of shoes. Then you can get him that, but something that is going to really touch his heart. So
Thank
if
you
you're going
so
with
much.
that, go with sentiment. Go with sentiment.
Yeah, I love that. I know what I'm getting Ugochi for Christmas. I was planning to get her something as well. I'm going to give her something for the house. I'm going to give her something for the house.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll give her one golden spoon.
I have an idea for no. I have a fantastic idea for you, and but I'll speak to you after. If you have said something
Okay.
for the house, I have something for her, but we can't tell her now.
Okay.
Then it's
So
not a then it's not a gift.
exactly. So looking at that, and as a follow up to what you said, are there gifts you've planned for the season that we can actually order from you or get to share from your products? Do you
what
have?
I've seen, what I've seen is I think people have become more patriotic. So I would say, like, what I'm getting from my clients is a lot of things, maybe with something with an Italian flag, something with a Nigerian flag. You can get her big mirror, or a bracelet. I'm making a lot of bracelets with the Kenyan flag, with the Nigerian flag, with the Italian flag. Those kind of things, the things that then wear them proudly.
Gochi, are you saying something?
We
Okay.
can hear you. Hello.
Okay.
We can
Okay. Yeah. So, still on the topic, if you're just joining us and if you're watching, this is the Good Morning Education Show. We're speaking on a special topic today. It's a special broadcast series, and it's called House Advantage. And as we get to the month of December, and you're thinking of what to do, what to get, how to get, who to get, whatever it is, I want you to think of putting an advantage to your home, to people's homes. And we are here with Rita the Great. Rita, all the way from Italy, she's joined us this morning and she's sharing lots of fantastic options and ideas. In fact, from the moment she started talking, it's like, you know what, your creativity cap is on. You know, she said that there are things we throw
You
to nature
you're too kind.
that we shouldn't just throw to nature. We should think of creating leverage and be creative, innovative. There are many times that you need to look at things and look at them a second time. It's possible that by the time you're looking at that thing again, something will pop up in your mind, something will pop up in your head. That you know what
It's a
I
it's
can have.
a it's a house decoration.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of us here, I think we need to embrace that culture because we don't necessarily have that culture of recycling. Ugochi, I'm sure will agree with me. Recycling seems to be not a spread kind of culture. We don't. I
it's
don't
growing
think
now.
it's. It's
It's
growing, right?
growing on us now. I remember some
Okay.
years ago, it was just a few people pushing the messaging, but now we have more people. I know some people, in fact, I know someone recently who had to do a project with
Yeah.
the Coca-Cola Foundation, where they went to
Yes.
some communities and then they taught the women how to create products they can sell from recyclable materials. So they've, now they've empowered those women, and those women will be able to make some money from that skill. So I know that it's increasing. We can do better, but that acceptance of recycling is really growing now.
Yeah. And Rita said something that I'd like to reiterate. And she mentioned that, this year a lot of people have been at home due to the pandemic. And that in itself is a clue that if you want to give gifts that people can use, that people can appreciate, especially
Yeah.
being that most of the time they are now staying at home. These are the things that will really matter. Sometimes you can give something that is expensive, but it might not be used as much as something else that is very, very functional, right? And Rita has kind of opened our eyes to see that look, there is everything around us is available. Everything around us is available. Are there any other things you want to share with us? Still on the home advantage, house advantage.
House advantage. No, no. You've touched that. You don't recycle a lot. I want to tell you that the people, the big even the big designers, the big corporations, they are back to Africa. Why? Because Africa is where we have everything. Look, I'll give an example. Someone like Vivienne Westwood. Vivienne Westwood is one of the most known designers. When she went to Kenya, she started this company in the slums. What she does is pick plastic, pick um, from the slums really, and give the people their work, collecting bottles, collecting trash, and she makes it, and she sells it back to London. So what I'm trying to
Mm,
say, as African, as we as Africans, we don't have to wait for those people. And I think this is a really good initiative that I see a lot in Kenya, probably also in Nigeria. There's so much you can look around. There's so much. I was talking about the calabash, one of the most beautiful, beautiful. Actually, for me, I say it's beautiful because it's a lampshade and it's amazing. It's from a calabash. It's from a pumpkin. Those things that you're looking at them and you're throwing them away. Those are things that the mother nature. You don't need to spend lots and lots of money. You just need those really small than sentimental things that are more valuable to the heart than to the eyes. Really, you don't need because give something from that has more sentiment, not that costs more.
wow, that's I don't know. He just went again. He said, give things that um, affect the eyes, that appear and appeal to the heart, not just the
Yes,
eyes.
not
Things that get to
yes,
the depth, not just the surface. Fantastic.
absolutely.
This is just, Rita. I didn't know you have a philosophical side. You could easily pass for a motivational
Cause
speaker.
you're being
Fantastic,
generous with me.
fantastic. So I'm
You're
adding
being very
another title
kind.
to your name from today. So behold, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome Rita, the
No, 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 no.
entrepreneur, the creative expert, and the motivational speaker. And everybody is going, ooh.
It's too much. It's too much.
All
No, but
right.
I
So
would like
let
to
me
know. I
just
would
welcome.
like to know. I would like to know from Oluti what she recycles.
You said you'd
Okay,
like to know
Ugochi, what
what?
do you
What
recycle?
what what do you recycle? What do you
What
really
you recycle?
use for use and reuse from your house?
Okay, so in my own house, we reuse our plastic plates. We
Yeah.
have this instead of throwing them away, what we do is, so when we make large quantity of soups and stews, we use them to restore them in our fridge. So instead of throwing after one use, we don't do single plastic use in my house. We always make sure
Mm.
that we use it to do something else. Yes. That's what we do. And then we also, I know that one of my aunties who lives with us, she also looks around to see if, for example, we are done using something and we're not about to use it again. Then she begins to think, okay, what's the other way? Maybe we can use it to play another role, maybe in the kitchen, or maybe we can just give it out. One thing I majorly do, for example, with clothes, when I'm not I would rather give it out instead of just allowing it to just stay in the house. So that one, that's not recycling, that's reusing it, give it out to other people who need it instead of just stocking those things here. But the major recycling we do is that we don't do single plastic use. We always make sure that we use it to do other things in the home.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Okay,
But then, of course, for some of us, we also
Polu has a
recycle
comment
knowledge.
here, and she says, nature gifts us with a lot of beauty, either in the raw or as refined product. Yes, that's absolutely
Yeah.
true.
The Finfollow should get ready. We're going to be bringing all our audience that have been sharing stuff with us. We're going to be bringing them this December to the show to say
Mrs.
one or two
KK
things. So
is
Rita, there's someone I'd
around.
like you to meet.
Hi.
Came from Ajay. She is KK, and
Morning,
KK
ma.
is here. KK in the building.
Morning.
Rita,
Hi. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
are you there?
Who, Rita?
Yes. KK,
I'm
Rita
here. I'm here.
is
Hey.
is live on the show.
Oh, fabulous.
Rita, all the way from Italy.
Oh, that's
Yes.
great.
So Rita has given us ideas for your birthday coming up this week.
Hi. So good to see
Hi.
your
You should.
face.
You should.
We'll go to remember that video, right? That video is still in my head. It's like the thing that comes to my head before quiet time. So it just comes to I don't see this. So KK, this is Rita. Rita has been sharing with us today. She's opened her eyes, and I want you to also experience Rita before we end the show. Rita is someone who does business within home accessories and jewelry. She's a Kenyan, but she lives in Italy with her
Oh,
family. But she's doing amazing stuff. So she's just shared with us that look, the home must experience an advantage. A lot of people go back home and their houses are not having that kind of quality of life, quality of experience. And sometimes people think that these things are quite expensive, but she's opened our eyes to understand that look, the beauty of recycling things, you can actually make more with less. You can actually look at something again and find another use to it. She shared stuff about making the home functional, having and she has these products, mats, flower vase in natural way, having this Kenya infect, the Maasai tribe, and all those things. So I don't know. Do you have questions for her, KK? Because I know you run a school, and KK's mind is busy, even though some ideas are there.
yeah, but because I've missed part of the conversation, it's difficult for me to jump in like that. So it's a tough one because, like I said,
What
I've
would you
missed
like?
part of the.
I mean, I mean,
I've
from
missed it.
what would you like to know? What would you like to know? Rita is available to. What would you like to know?
You're putting
Uh,
me on the spot. No, no. No. What we talked about was home awareness. Home awareness now during lockdown. Um, being a parent, being a sister, being with knowing someone that is being homeschooled, knowing someone that is always, and especially the children, we talked about that are always on the computer, on their online, um with so much available to them, and you can't be there 24/7 with them. So they have these kids have so much availability to also dangers, to the good and the bad. So we talked about a little bit about that. Then we as the elders to talk to the little ones, so they don't fall prey to the pedophiles, to the bad people on the other side, to take the good, not the bad.
mhm.
So, KK, what do you do to create advantage to the home? How have you been able to recycle? I'm sure you recycle a lot,
An
KK.
upcycle, really. From what I could hear you say, it's more of upcycling. When you think
Yeah.
about using something that you had before and creating another use for it. So I mean, it's important, Rita. Thank you so much for sharing from your wealth of knowledge and experience with us. I want to say thank you for that. For me, it's important that we begin to teach to help children and even us see that one thing doesn't have just one purpose. It could have the purpose for which it was intended, but then can you use it for something else? And it requires a bit of thinking. It requires a bit of out of body experience, kind of, sometimes to get to that to get to that point where you can actually see, first of all, beyond yourself, and then beyond what everybody else sees, in that particular furniture, jar, anything. For example, my honey jars, I rarely throw them away. I use them for all sorts of things. Sometimes I put sand inside them and make something out of it. Sometimes I use them for sugar. I keep plantain chips in them. I use them for all sorts of things, because nothing is useless at the end of the day. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I love this conversation. I really love this conversation.
And like you said, some of the times these things actually, when people begin to see why you do things in this way, it helps them to begin to think, at a different frequency. When you look at, oh, this is why we do this, this is why we do this, you begin to think. I remember one of the most friendly tool growing up was Bon Vita tin. That Bon Vita tin? I don't know if I remember the
Yes.
old Bon Vita, the tins. Can you remember? Oh my god, the cover I think they made that cover thinking of the African child in mind. They knew that we like to steal that thing. So it's different from Milo. Milo, you can open Milo, just a little for Bonvita. Oh my goodness. There's a depth where the thing will sink in. The cover goes in, palm, as if tampered. You can easily tell who took this thing. Did you come there this Bonvita? You can easily tell. But then after the Bonvita the content is done with, you now begin to see creative use of it. Sometimes it becomes a safe.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
we used to do World Cup back then. So we turn it into football item, different things. Sometimes people use it for this weight dumbbell, whatever they call that thing. So it's just creativity. It's just creativity. And I'm really excited that Rita has
yeah.
really opened our
It
eyes and our
is. It
minds
is.
today. And funny enough, she's not just saying that this
Yeah,
is
I mean,
something
there's
that
the
she
safety.
that she suggested, but she's also doing the business of it. So Rita is thriving using creative products, and that's one of our major things. Even our jewelries, if you look at the things she does, fantastic, honestly. So yeah, you
Oh,
wanted to say
wow.
something?
No, no, for me, I was saying,
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. I thought
Okay,
Rita
I
was
think you
about to
wanted
say
to say
something.
something. Please go ahead.
no,
Oh,
I
okay.
was
Yes,
saying,
I wanted
even
to
the
say
banana
that the
leaf.
safety angle. I was saying that the safety angle is extremely important because, but I'm sure Safety Chick has covered that part. Because sometimes when we repurpose something, then the safety elements which maybe we didn't think about fully. So it's always a good thing to think about it fully. So again, for anything you are repurposing, I always, for example, when we are, so my children are older, so some of those things that I would worry about for younger children, I don't necessarily have to for my children anymore because they know. So, for example, I had a container that I used for my tea, but I noticed that when I put my tea in it, I just don't. I don't know, for some weird reason, it's not something that I like to use for my tea. So I changed it and we started using it for the sugar container. My son, when he tightens that sugar container, nobody can open it in the house. It's ridiculous. So we looked at ourselves and said, you know what, guys, can we, this tea can that I don't use for my tea bags, can I use, because I like to leave my tea bags in the foil that they come with. It keeps it fresh. So I never use that can. So we had to repurpose the can that I use for my tea bags. Now, the can for the sugar, it actually has a lid, a screw-on lid. But the one for my tea bag doesn't, because you just pop it and you use it. So for us, the safety concern was sometimes when we are bringing out the sugar can, we just hold it by the cap and pull it out. So with the can for the tea, if you do that, all the sugar is going to spill out. So of course I had to then remind the children and take them through using this can versus using the old can. So I think that's something that we should always build in whenever we are repurposing, just so that people understand that, look, it's not the same thing that it was meant to be used for. So be careful. But yeah, that's it for me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I like that. Rita, do you want to share your handles? Any plans for the Christmas? You want to share anything that as we bring this to a close? Do you want to?
For me, Christmas, we are hoping I'll be home because there's still lockdown. We still can't leave homes, so it's make Christmas more homely. Make um honestly appreciate appreciate each other, really. Home. My most important idea is check on Rodney. Check on your best friend. Ask, are you okay? Check on your mom. Call your mom. Um, Give her something that you always. What did you want to gift your mom the first when you had your first job? I'm sure you had you had an idea. Gift her that. Give things that. No, not that, because now you have a little bit of money, you say, okay, it's okay, I can spoil my mom. I think 2020 has taught us the sense of what is inside, not what's outside. Because most of people that had lots of money, they couldn't even cure themselves, and we've seen that in so many
Yeah,
cases. You're locked in the house, and you have so much to spend, but at the end of the day is meaningless. It's what you have. What can you do with it? How can you make someone's day smile? How can you put a smile on someone's face today? That's what I'm going to be doing through December. Put a smile on
fantastic,
someone's face.
fantastic, fantastic. I think I'll take it a notch higher. I would not just want to put a smile on someone's face, but I will also want to add laughter as well. And I do that
Absolutely.
very well. Yeah, so you find out that you're all gonna laugh
You're
before the
already
end of
doing
the
that.
show, right about now. You see, safety chick is going to laugh now. Check, check, watch it. He's going to laugh. I got her, and then I'm waiting for KK. KK is already laughing, by the way. All right. So what I would say is that I would love every one of us to, listen to this episode over and over again and take the words of wisdom and try to put it to use. Look at it, look at your home, look at people around you. Try to do something creative this Christmas and this end of the year. If you're getting a gift, think about something you can recreate yourself, or think about something that's functional. Think about something that affects the heart, not just the eyes. And I know that it's going to be a great one. So, Safety Chick and KK, I'm sure they're going to give us their parting shots. And ladies and gentlemen, Rita is online. She's on Facebook. She's also on Instagram. Rita has a shop and store as well. So if you want to get anything lovely this Christmas, you can order online. I'm sure Rita will make it happen, and she'll tell us her handle
I
before we
will, I
end.
will, I will do it more. I will make it even better. I will make it personalized for you. You will
Fantastic,
tell me what you want. This
fantastic.
lovely, we'll get it, and because I do, I don't want you to get things that have already been done. That's
Yeah.
not nice. You tell me what KK likes. You tell me what Oluchi
I
likes, and
know
we'll
what
make it
KK likes.
something.
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
And
I,
then we make it theirs.
we'll
Okay,
make
not something that they already have,
special
because then
bowl
that's not personal.
for Eba for KK. A special
Yes.
custom Eba bowl for
Okay,
KK.
absolutely. It's done.
KK, did you hear what I said?
Yes, I did.
I didn't react. Nice one. All right, let's have our parting shots. KK and Ugochi, over to you.
an advantage to somebody, you go from your perspective. So again, if you're thinking about an advantage for somebody, think about the person. Try and be intentional about what it is that you feel that they're going to need, not what you think they're going to need. Because at the end of the day, it really is about them. And if you pay attention a lot, you would actually find something for them that may not be as expensive as you think it should be or it could be, but it will be something that matters to them because they would hold it dear because you actually put a bit of thought into giving it to them. That's it from me. Thank you.
Ugochi?
Yeah, I'll just say that based on what Rita has mentioned, that we should be sentimental when we want to give gifts in this period. Because, I mean, if nothing else, 2020 has just been a different kind of year. And so let's
Yeah.
do things that touch people's hearts more in this period.
Fantastic. So I'm sure for those who would like to connect with Rita, our handle is RWN Kenya. You know, RWN. No, sorry, RWN Kenya. And I'm sure you easily get to connect with that. So it's been a great one today. Fantastic, fantastic. This is the last Monday of November, the 30th of November, it is today. And we are working, sliding, dancing majestically into the month of December. I'm loving the first week of December more because it's the month of somebody, and our birthday is this week. And we're going to celebrate this week in a recycling, upcycling, outcycling manner. So, KK, this week we're dedicating all our episodes to you because you're a fantastic human being. You're a great friend, you're a powerful expert, awesome professional, magnanimous
Let's
leader,
see, let's see,
you
let's see,
know,
let's see, let's see, let's see,
transformational
let's see. Yeah.
administrator, electrifying speaker. Should I
Hey.
continue?
Please continue,
Infectious,
continue. I
infectious
need my head to
security
swell.
professional, fashionista educator, eh, safety chick O'Shea. Now, where's the O'Shea? What's happening? Safety chick, say O'Shea. Time today. It's been a great time today. And I tell you that we're going to have a fantastic time. We're going to be bringing someone fantastic tomorrow. We will be talking about something you must not miss. I won't tell you this topic. So stay tuned. Tell someone to connect also as well. Tomorrow we'll be having another guest. Next tomorrow we'll be having another guest. And trust me, you will learn a lot. You will hear a lot. We will share together. We will grow together. It's been a great time. Rita, thank you. Regards to the family. And of course, we will all reach out to you. Follow Rita, like I said. Our handle is available at RWN Kenya, and you will get a lot of valuable stuff with that. So, thank you. On the show, we like to end
Thank you
with
so much,
this. We
Rita.
say
Thank
that
you, Rita.
always
Thank you so
a great
much.
morning on the Good Morning Education Show. It's always a great
Good
morning
morning,
on the Good
education
Morning
show.
Education Show. Have a
Yeah,
great
it
day.
is.
Bye bye.
Bye. See you tomorrow.